Please welcome now to the I'm Explaining program our old friend Beau Dietl. Good morning, Mr. Dietl.
Good morning, Don.
Well, maybe I could turn your mic on, then you could talk. I apologize. How are you?
Okay, just a little upset today. I'm a little upset about
So I got this woman coming on. Her name is Tanya Ryman. She's written a book called The Yes Factor. Guess what you want, say what you mean. The Secrets of Persuasive Communication. It's about reading body language, that kind of thing. Like, let me see, you can tell. Like that course Warner took.
a course, and right away you're an expert at it.
Well,
I remember Warner said something about
He said you were lying.
when I made there was allegations against me, totally false, and he said because when I said I swear on my mother, that said I was lying.
Yeah.
But what happened during the trial came out the guy never met me.
Right.
So I guess body language doesn't work too good. You can't go for a course to become a detective. Them courses are full of baloney. First of all, you want to be a detective, it's experience.
Right.
You develop experience, you develop a sixth sense when you feel somebody's lying. Because he twitches or he twatches or his head rolls back and forth, that's baloney. You know what baloney is? Maybe if your 7-year-old kid lies to you, he looks up into the air and, oh, he's lying. But when you got real criminals, hardened criminals, they'll sit there, they'll recite the Gettysburg Address after they murdered 10 people, and you will believe it. Then you get people in jail that I've interviewed, murderers.
Why would they recite the Gettysburg Address if they just murdered 7 people?
My point is, I've been in jail. I've been in jail with people interviewing murderers who've been in jail for 15 years. They start to believe their own lies. They'll sit there. You could put them on a polygraph, and they'll pass a polygraph because they believe their own lies. This is not something you pick up in one of these wacko schools. A bunch of rejects standing. Well, I'm a professor of criminal justice, and you're going to get your degree and go put it on the wall because it upsets me. Detectives out there develop it from expertise, from working, and from experience. You can't replace it with one of these popcorn Kellogg's cornflake. I bet you my friend Warner even got a diploma from it. And on his wall, he probably has a friggin' diploma with Wacko Jacko who gave it to him.
Did you get a diploma, Warner?
Yes, I have it here.
I'm sure you did. I'm sure you did.
But I must say...
Did they give you a badge too, Warner?
No, but this pertained to people arrested for the first time.
Oh, come on, Warner, do me a favor.
Yeah.
You want to be a cop? Go back in time, become a cop and detective. It takes experience. You can't go for one of these Kellogg cornflake, little experienced, unexperienced crap. Stop. You know why? Because you got real detectives out there that work, and you learn. You learn when you look at a person, you look at his eyes. They don't twitch and twatch. You got real criminals that will sit there and you'll wait for your little things that they taught you in that little bingo class with your little Mickey Mouse badge. It ain't going to happen, Warner. Remember, Beau? Swear on my mother. Remember swear on my mother, Beau?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, what happened? You said, but when I swore on my mother, that meant that I was lying. What happened there with your Mickey Mouse course?
Well, I said that was one of It doesn't mean that you were. I'm saying that was a tip-off.
And it was all a lie.
I think you said he was lying, Warner.
Yeah.
I remember, so.
No, I think...
Anyway.
All right, and you know what? And what else also really upsets me is Lawrence Taylor, who happens, and I'll sit up here. Lawrence Taylor is a friend of mine. I play golf with him. He's a wonderful guy.
All right,
all right.
sweetheart.
Now here we go again. Murray Weiss, that little punk.
Here's the thing about Lawrence Taylor. I have my own experience with Lawrence Taylor.
Okay.
You remember that?
You were doing lines together. I know.
No.
What?
Back about when I was at FAN, this is about however 20 years ago maybe. He comes over, and the receptionist there was very attractive.
Yeah.
So I can't even remember her name. Do you remember? It doesn't make any difference.
No, but she was hot, though.
She was hot.
So Lawrence Taylor goes out with her, right, Bernie?
Yes. Yeah, well, he attempted to, yeah.
Yes. So I didn't know that he was married. So I started talking about it. On the air, he got all upset. Let's call it making a bunch of threats. And I said, don't be threatening me.
Well,
or you'd be playing football from the back of your car in the trunk.
Bring it, fathead.
All right.
Fathead.
Okay.
So he's been a dirtbag from day one.
Okay, so he got himself in a little jam. He was the greatest linebacker ever.
That has nothing to do with anything.
OJ was
one of the great football players of all time. He slit his wife's throat.
Okay, so what?
He's a dirtbag.
So all of a sudden, Murray Weiss in the New York Post, that little punk that writes all the stories about me, if I pass win, he puts it into the papers. Murray Weiss puts it down there that he beat the the story was Lawrence Taylor took a young girl with 15 and beat her up. That was the first story that came out. That was irresponsible publishing by these newspapers. First of all, he was in the room. He admittedly ended up getting a young girl that supposed to be 19. She said she told him she was 19 years old.
But ignorance
is it
of
right
the
or
law,
wrong?
but the fact that she was 16
does not excuse it. I understand that.
Exactly.
Statutory.
So he's going to be doing some hard time.
My point is,
why are you defending this?
Because
dirtbag?
I read your friend Michael the Midget over here, Lupica, goes after this lawyer.
Why are you picking on Lupica?
Because I don't like him going after this lawyer. This idea.
Well, lawyer's a dope.
No, this lawyer here happens to be he's a Fox contributor. He happens to be a
Who
great
cares
lawyer.
what he contributes to?
Arthur was the guy that took on that case where the young
He's
girl
a
was being
loudmouth
raped.
moron.
Well, listen
the
to this.
first thing he says was, how does this lawyer know anything? First thing he tells us, no sex happened. Now, of course,
well, you know where to go with that? There was no sexual intercourse. It was just the side order job.
How do you know that?
Because I know that already.
You don't know that.
The wife even says he doesn't go for the other thing.
You don't know that.
All right. My point
and
is,
this dopey lawyer.
This lawyer is not a dope. He's
a moron.
He's the one that took on that case where the girl was being raped by her father, and then the girl cut his penis off because he started making a movie. Whoa.
Oh.
He worked on his own time. This guy Arthur's a great lawyer. Why don't attack him?
Between you and Warner this morning, I mean, it's just, I'm had it with both of you.
And now they're writing a book about...
Who needs this?
They're writing a book about...
Nobody needs
George Steinbrenner, a real American hero, born on the 4th of July. They're writing a book about him. I hope they don't put nothing negative about Mr. Steinbrenner.
There's a lot of... I've read the book. There's a lot of negative stuff in there.
Mr. Steinbrenner was responsible for my daughter Dana getting into the University of Tampa. She's 4.0 now. They didn't accept her first. Mr. Steinbrenner picked up the phone and called and got my daughter in.
Doesn't mean he didn't still... Doesn't mean he didn't still...
He's a great American.
He didn't still treat people
well,
like
you know
dirt.
what? He had to slap a few people around. Did you know he's born on our country's holiday, the 4th of July?
You know what? Well, there's millions of people were. Here's what I want you to do.
What?
I want you just to go away.
No, not yet.
You know what I want you to do? What? Go over, because Warner called you a liar. So go over and here's what I want you to do.
Hey, Warner.
Shoot. Yeah. I want you to go shoot Warner.
Do I get an apology?
I want you to go shoot Warner and then shoot yourself. So that I don't have to deal with either one of you ever again.
Can we talk about something?
No. No, you can't talk about anything.
Good.
Jesus God. I'm out here defending Lawrence Taylor.
Well, you know what?
What, have you lost your mind?
Here we go. Beau Dietl,
13 till the hour
Lawrence
now.